will be worried कि उसका session चल रहा है अभी.
नहीं नहीं,
No,
वो नहीं,
that
वो
is
नहीं मैम।
fine.
हितेश सर ने बोला है लेने के लिए
Got
आपसे।
it, got it, got it. हाँ
All
जी.
right, Vineet, should we begin?
It's eight. Okay, 8 6. Yes, please. How many
Uh,
people are there? 19. It is
Showing
good.
about 19.
Good number.
Okay, because yeah, on a Sunday evening, I mean,
Sunday evening and after the FTC. It's
after a
good.
heavy session too.
Exactly.
All right, so good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's session. And I do
गुड इवनिंग।
appreciate all of you being here, okay, on a Sunday evening. So it really is motivating for me as a trainer to see that. And so before I begin, any football fans in the house? Yes, no? Okay,
Yeah,
and even
not that crazy, but yes, I do see some
okay,
clips. Yeah.
great. Even if you're not a football fan, I'm sure there are Shakira fans in the house. You know what I'm talking about. So, for those of you who have probably seen Shakira's new FIFA World Cup anthem, all right, in that you have all these players who just come in at the start and they say, "We are ready." And now I would like all of you to show me your energy and enthusiasm in this room. And so, on my count of 3, 2, 1, I would like all of you all to please unmute your mics. And yeah, it's going to be chaotic, but let's do this, okay? So, 3, 2, 1. Where?
We
We
are
are
ready.
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 We
Okay,
are
only
ready.
2 people. Okay, okay. The others are going to come. All right. So before I begin the session, for those of you who are probably seeing me for the first time, just to let you know a little bit about me. So my name's Mavis Pereira, and I'm the founder of Power Skills. It's a corporate training and experiential learning consultancy. And I help mostly first-time managers in the development, as well as I do a lot of business communication. And the way that I do this is through my proprietary framework, which is called as the GAME framework. It's a gamified application for managerial excellence. And also because this topic is so close to my heart, leadership development, the book that I wrote also last month was about leadership lessons and specifically within the Indian workplace scenario. Okay, and it was called How the Manager Who Never Got the Memo. And it ranked number 1 in 2 categories, both in self-management and personal transformation. All right. And I've also been honored to be a part of many organizations, some of which were these organizations in the years that I've been working. Okay. So that's a little about me. And now let's get into it. So as I said, since I believe a lot in experiential learning, we are going to be starting this session with an activity. Okay, I want you to actually go through it and then we'll talk about it. So this activity is called connecting the dots. I'm not sure if how many of you have probably played it, not played it, all right, or you all might have played different versions of this. So what's going to happen in this game is very easy. I'm going to say a word, and after that, I'll be calling out the name of one person on the, in the group. And that person has to say the first word that pops up in your mind when you hear this word. Okay, whichever word you can relate it to. So the very first word that comes into your mind. And then I will call out another person's name. That person has to say again the word that comes to your mind, listening to, suppose I say Vineet, and then Vineet's word. So then Bhimsen has to say a word that comes related to that, okay, not to my word. Okay, everyone with me so far? Yes, no, you can,
One more time. One more time.
Right. I'm going to do actually a trial round, so that way it will become crystal clear. Okay, I will say a word and I will call out a person's name. Say I call out Vineet. All right. And then Vineet has to say the first word that comes to his mind when he hears my word. All right. And then I'll say, okay, Bhimsen, you go next. So Bhimsen has to say the first word that comes to his mind by listening to Vineet's. Sounds easy, right? But there's a plot twist that the reasons why you can get eliminated. Okay, so listen carefully to these. If you say a word that someone has already said, then you're out. Okay, if you take too long, I'll give just a 5 count timer for every person. So you can't really think much. The first word, I want it to be very, subconsciously, whatever comes out of your mouth, out of your mind, you've got to say that. So that's pretty much the rules that are there to it. for the benefit of everyone, I'm just going to put it down there. Okay, the rules, I'll quickly summarize. The first word that comes to mind, no repeating of words, 5 seconds maximum to respond. Okay, and how will I be tracking? Now here, since we have a smaller crowd, I think I don't need to do the camera on, camera off policy, but I'd really prefer if you can turn on your cameras, because that way it becomes easier for me to monitor which people are in, and then I can ask you to turn off your cameras if you're out of the game. Okay, so great, thank you, I appreciate it, Dr. Elaine, Manisha. Also, if you all could really, turn on your cameras, that would be great. Okay, so this is pretty much it. I'm going to do a quick trial round. I'll stop my share for now and we'll put it here so that I can see all the people on the screen. Okay, great. So I'm going to start. Let me start the trial round by saying ice cream. Bhimsen, sir, please. First word.
Chill.
Chill. Dr. Anan, first word that comes to mind for chill. 5, 4. Chill. Sorry. Eat.
Associate a word with that. Anand sir, associate a word with that. Chill. He's not able to understand.
Okay, he's out in the trial round. Okay, I'll pass it on to Vineet. Vineet, chill.
Enjoy.
Enjoy, yes, absolutely. Abdul sir, enjoy. First word that comes to your mind.
Abdul sir will type it.
Abdul sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, he will type it. He said he'll type it.
Oh, he said he'll type it.
Pill.
Pill.
Oh, chill pill. Take a chill pill. Okay, great. So I think everyone's got it now. All right. So we're going to begin with the actual round. Okay. And no second chances. Okay. And if we feel your word is not seeming like it's relating to that word in any way, so then that person also will be out. Okay. That's how it goes. Okay, great. No pressure. Bim Sensor is already thinking. All right. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The word is sofa. Beam said so.
Comfortable.
Okay. Dr. Amen, comfortable. Can't hear you.
Relax.
Relax.
Okay. Yeah. Manisha. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Relax. Rest.
Okay. I'll give it to you this time, not the next time. Dr. Priyanka, please.
Rest.
5.
For rest, I'll choose holiday, spa, Ayurvedic,
One
spa.
word. Okay. This time I'm keeping you in. Next time. Okay.
Spa.
Okay. Vineet.
Come again?
Spa.
Massage.
No one's going to repeat, okay? No one's going to repeat.
Massage.
Massage, okay.
Massage.
Abdul sir. Massage. Sleep, okay. Massage puts you to sleep. Okay, great. Connection is there. Kushi.
Home.
Sleep at home.
Okay.
You've been many places, but okay. Shivani. Right quick.
Home. Love.
Yes.
Love.
5, 4. Okay. Alicia. 5, 4. Alicia. 3.
It's
2.
love. You said love, right? I said right.
2, 1. No one's going to repeat now.
Right.
Okay, it's going to get tense. Out.
Arey Baba,
Alicia, they just wanted to be out of the game, okay? It's not me. It's Dr. Priya.
Out. Cheating. Out.
Okay, Alicia, for now you'll be out. Okay, Bharti. I hope you remember what was last word said.
Sorry, I just joined, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Bharti will come back to you then. Maybe you can catch on to what's happening, okay?
Sure.
All right. Kani Mozi. 5.
Can you repeat? What's the word? Is it love?
You're out.
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 I'm sorry.
Vivek. No, that's cool. Vivek. 5.
Sorry.
Yes?
Enjoy.
Love, enjoy. Okay, I'll still give it. Okay, it says 1+ here, so I'm not sure your name, please. Who's the person?
1+.
Joined in from a 1+.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think some
Vivek.
people.
He is Vivek, I think.
Vivek. His name is Vivek.
Okay, he's from two places, is it? Or it's another Vivek? I'm not sure. Okay, I'll
Okay.
pass it on to Mukul for now, and then we'll come back. All right, Mukul. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Out.
Mukul out. Swapnil.
Out.
Swapnil, sir.
Garden.
Garden. Okay, you enjoy in a garden. Okay, cool. I'll give it to you. Arun. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Priya. Priya. 5, 4.
Which Priya? Is it Priyanka or Priya? Who are
No,
you?
Priya Sandeep.
Ah,
it's
okay.
I,
I get
I know how
confused.
competitive you are. Dr. Priyanka, she doesn't want to be out. She wants everyone else to be out. Okay. Neha.
Flowers.
Garden has flowers. Okay, cool. Very easy. Surbi. 5, 4, 3, 2,
Out.
1.
Out.
Sorry. Soumya.
Family.
Flowers. You'll give flowers to
Cloud.
family. Should we give it, allow it, or no? Or everyone here are the referees, okay?
No.
No.
Not
Soumya,
matching.
sorry. Okay, Kavita.
I need to say a word for flowers.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
I would
think you
say
joined in later, probably.
gratitude.
Gratitude. Should we give it to her? Okay.
Yeah, we
I think when
can.
you
We
have
give flowers
gratitude
for
for
gratitude.
people,
Yeah.
Thank you,
yes,
Priyanka ma'am.
absolutely. Okay. Mukul, you had a chance, I think, right? Okay, I'll give it to Kanchan.
I just joined. I don't know
Oh,
what
okay.
is.
All right.
Okay.
Mandavi.
God.
Gratitude to God. All right.
Okay, gratitude to God.
Ashish.
The word I need to choose is gratitude.
I don't
God.
know, Ashish. Sorry, you're
Out.
out. You're out.
Out.
It passes on to Radhika.
And
Don't
that's why
mind,
we
guys.
have to pay attention.
Radhika.
Out.
Okay, out. Ram Prasad, sir. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Out.
Okay, I think I pretty much covered
Okay.
everyone for one round. I would have loved to wait till the end and see who becomes the winner and gets that trip to Thailand, but I guess that's not happening. So I'm going to carry on. All right, and let me just quickly share my screen. And now I want you to think, all of you who have answered, and those of you who could not answer also, I want you to think what just happened. Someone please put your mics on mute, everybody. Pardon?
Vineet sir, please mute everybody now, please.
And I want you to think honestly and answer this question. What you just went through, do you think that game was an icebreaker, or do you think that was a learning activity? Please type it into the chat, whatever your answer is, honestly, based on how you were going through it, and for those of you who were. Okay, I see a lot of votes. I see a few saying learning activity. I see a few saying icebreakers. So there is a split vote here. Okay, vote. So let me reveal the results. Icebreaker and attention breaker. Okay, great. For all of you who said it was an icebreaker, you were right. And all of you who said it was a learning activity, you were also right. And yet, both of you could also be wrong. Because the truth is, it's not the activity that decides the outcome. It's not the activity that decides whether your participants go back home thinking of it as an icebreaker, a fun thing, or whether they think of it as a learning activity. That depends on how you, as a trainer, do something right after the game or the activity. And that's the reason we are here today, to talk about how we can make sure that all our icebreakers are giving us insights and making every activity count. Okay? And keeping this only in mind, I'm going to show you right now how this particular game can be taken differently. You know, you can take it wherever you want to go. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, and I'd like you to answer based on how you felt when you were in the game. Okay. My first question to you is, for those of you who were out and eliminated, how did you feel when you got eliminated? Please raise your hands. How did you feel when you got eliminated? Anybody?
Mavis, could not understand the question. Can you please repeat?
Yes, I said, for those of you who got eliminated during the game, how did you feel about it?
Okay.
So any of the ones who were eliminated would like to answer. There's no right or wrong answers. So just let me know how you felt. Anybody? No? Okay. Even the ones who were not eliminated, what would you have felt if you were eliminated?
I have felt bad.
You would have felt bad. Okay.
Disappointed, maybe.
Disappointed, absolutely.
Left
Yeah.
out.
Left out, yeah. Some of
No,
you
neither
who were
bad nor
not.
disappointed. I would rather feel that, okay, I could have tried better. Maybe I did not understand the question, or
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
had the
in a
answer in
way,
mind, but it did not come out.
yeah, you felt that, okay, if I was only given maybe a few more seconds, I would have probably got the answer
Made it,
right.
yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Right. But in a way, you're disappointed in yourself, right? So there is
Huh.
something where you are feeling, right? All of you who were eliminated and those of you who were within the game also had a feeling. You all were feeling very happy that, okay, I'm still in it and I can win it, right? So that's my first one, where my question made all of you get a feeling within you. It brought out a feeling, it brought out an emotion. Now, this is a great question to have, okay? But let's look at something else now. My second question to you is, now that you think back upon it, what were some of the skills you needed to keep sharp so that you could stay in the game for a longer time?
Presence of mind.
Presence of mind, okay.
Active listening.
Listening.
Active listening.
Yes,
Very
attention.
good. Attention, yes, because a lot of
Focus.
you kept asking,
Listening
what was
skills.
the word? What was the word? Right. So active listening, focus, and being there in the moment. Yes, very good.
Focus.
Right. So
Presence
all
of
these
mind.
things, absolutely, yes, like rightly said by one more person as well. So again, this question again, what it made you do, if you see the first case, your answers would be about feelings. The second, you're listing out skills. You're listing out something that, you're describing what exactly happened or what. So it made you think a little more deeper, right? Emotions are very on the superficial level. You've got it. Okay, right. But this makes you think one step deeper. And now my third question to you is that if you were to relate this to your everyday life, everyday conversations, based on the skills that you all just named right now, and based on how you were performing during the game, what do you think it kind of relates or mirrors about your listening skills, about your responses in your everyday conversations? How do you think it could map to that? Anybody?
I think we are very impulsive when we are replying because we want to immediately speak, while we are paying attention, but at least a second when we are into that, when we are focused, we know what to answer.
True. The more you think it and give it some thought,
Yes,
your answer could
then
be a
only you
lot
have
more
the
better.
answer.
Clarity is much more, as opposed to just trying to
I wanted to
respond.
say clarity.
Yeah, that's right. Right. So the clarity in terms of when we are actually listening, not to respond, but to understand. And that's what many a times we also, as trainers, as human beings, that's how we do in all conversations. We are listening only that, no, I have to give back some answer here. I have to respond rather than whether I'm understanding the situation. Okay. And what I just did here for you are 3 different kinds of debrief questions. As a trainer, you can go with any of these questions depending on where you want to take your participants. The first type of questions is what we call as reaction questions. You're only drawing out emotions, you're only drawing out feelings from people, right? So these are called as reaction questions. Now, this is great. It's making them, feel it. But for some time now, those of you who probably got, you were out of the game, you all got disappointed. That feeling will stay with you for some time, and then it will pass off. You're not going to sit sulking for days about it, right? So this is just reaction questions. Do not take it within. It is just on the superficial level, right? The learners will stay in the motion for some time, but it doesn't really transfer to everyday life or to work. And then we move on to the second kind of questions. Such questions which make people name something, to actually describe something, are what we call as summary questions. They draw out summaries from people. They have a little awareness that it causes within people. Again, it's great that you all could name the skills. You'll name it, you'll go back tomorrow to work and nothing changes because it's not taking you that deep to kind of relate it to something that you're doing every day. But the last type of question that I asked you is what we call insight questions. And those are the kind of questions that takes people connecting it to something that they are doing every day. It could tie it to their workplace. It could tie it to their personal lives in some way. Okay. And it's connecting it to a behavior that they are doing every day. And it's only when you can connect it there that it's going to make a change in a person. Everyone with me? Any questions on this? All right. So if you see, it was not the activity that brought this out. It was what happened after the activity that brought this out. The very same activity, but 3 different questions giving 3 different outcomes and leaving your learners with different kind of situations, with different ways to think about it. Okay. Now we're going to take this to the next level. Now that you've understood the types of questions, again, I want you to take this takeaway from it, that it's the debrief question which is the most important design decision you make and not the activity. Okay. Having said that, we're going to go into the second activity that we're going to do today, which is called as the 5-word story. Now, as the name suggests, it's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, so I would like all of you to listen carefully to the instructions. All of you are going to go into breakout rooms. So I see. Okay, so there are about 30 people here. So I'm going to put you into 6 breakout rooms with 5 people each. Okay. And what's going to happen is all of you will get an opening sentence. Okay, to start the story. And then each person in the team, in each of your breakout rooms, each person has to add only 5 words, not more, not less. And you will also get only 5 minutes to do this. So you got to be real quick. Sounds easy, doesn't it? As always, there's going to be a plot twist here also.
So a group will have 5 words to say, or just every single person will have 5 words to say?
Every single person.
Every single person.
person.
With those
Right. And you don't have to
people,
say it. You have to write it in your chat, make the whole story in your group, and then bring it back to the main room. Okay. So before ending, the person who's writing the last line will be the one who has to do. Yeah, Ashwini, I'll come to you. I see you have a question. Okay, so you will copy paste. So you can do it in two ways for those of you who are probably, you do a Control C that helps you to copy all the lines and bring it back here, or you can do a right click and do a paste or a copy option. Okay, so please don't forget to bring your stories back to the main room from the breakout rooms. Otherwise, we will not get it. Okay, now and yes, Ashwini, your question, please.
Yes. So while doing this activity, can we have a conversation amongst ourselves that
Yes,
this
I
is the
was
theme?
coming to that,
All
Ashwini,
right.
when Vineet asked me the question. So the plot twist here is no talking in the room, no appointing a leader between yourselves, and no thinking what storyline. I know we have many maybe interesting writers in the room, inspired, but yes, no one's going to try to be Javed Akhtar. And so no thinking about I will make a romantic storyline, we'll go with a thriller, we'll go with a horror. No thinking of that sort. Each person will only write his 5 words. Now, of course, the
Okay.
question you'll have here is how do we decide the order? Who writes the first 5 words? Who writes the next 5 words? So this is going to happen purely by the alphabetical order of your names.
Okay.
So Vineet is likely to go last
that.
in his particular team, maybe,
Yes,
if
yes.
there is no WXY in your group. Okay. So it will go in that order. So no one will nudge anyone that you have to write the line. So first line will be same for everyone, but the other lines will go in the order. Any doubts on this? Bhimsen sir, you raised your hand.
Yes, it has to be exactly 5, not less.
Not less, not more. Otherwise, your team will not get that Thailand trip. Okay.
Or we have to write it only, or can we just say it?
If you think you could if you can remember all those 5 sentences, all be written by all your
we
6
have
people, I doubt that's going to be possible. So it's better you'll
exactly
write
30
it in
words.
the chat, 5 lines, 5 words. Each person will
Copy
write.
paste, yeah.
The
And
last
then
person should write, no? We need to write everyone's sentences.
I don't know. See how your team works that out. No talking. And I will be monitoring. I know as trainers, we can be really competitive and we allow a little cheating here and there, but I'm not going to let you do that. Okay. So this is how it's going to go for the benefit of anyone who's probably not. Swapnil, I see you have a question.
Yeah, my name is with S and I might be the last person, but I don't have a laptop in front of me, so I can't type the entire story.
Oh, okay. So only in Swapnil's team, whoever is there, the person before, or if you're lucky, you'll get a person after you, Swapnil. If not, the person before Swapnil, please, write it out. Okay. Only in that team, that exception will make. All right.
Okay.
And it's going to be 5 minutes, and this is what it is. Don't get eliminated by not following the rules. So one person at a time, no planning, no plotting, no electing a leader, no discussing the story.
We'll read the
Right.
last line and we'll make our own.
I'm sorry.
We'll read the last line and then we'll make the next line.
Yeah, absolutely. So the first person will just read the opening sentence, write his 5 words. The next person has to write. Okay, so that's how it's going to go. Okay, all right. Let me quickly make the
5 minutes, right?
5 minutes. Okay.
We are
Okay.
already in competitive
We'll
mode.
get the prompt in the breakout rooms.
Yes.
We'll,
Okay, some rooms may have, since I see a different number now, so there may be plus or minus people. Okay, so adjust with that.
तो अभी से sentence बना दिया हूँ.
Oh, cheating already. Okay.
No, I don't know the story.
मैं यही line चिपकाऊंगा. हर जगह चलेगी.
Okay, and 1 minute, let me just stop my share and also put the starting sentence inside. Who would like to go viral real quick? Anybody wants to go viral?
All are influencers. Everybody wants to do
influencers,
that.
right? All the influencers in this. So I'm sure everyone would like to go viral. So, okay. Since Vineet has been kind to me, I'm going to help him go viral, okay? All right.
Okay,
So all of y'all, please, anyone, all of y'all ideally try to copy this sentence and take it to your rooms, okay? And I'll be opening the breakout rooms now.
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Vivek.
So I am safe now.
Okay, where is that line? Here it is. Oh, we don't need to talk. Hmm. So you are last one, IP Vivek. If we talk about Vivek,
I don't see the line.
here it is in chat.
Even I can't see the line.
In chat, there is last line. Vineet walked into the Monday morning team meeting and immediately knew something was wrong. And then you have to add. Ashwini.
Yes, confused, irritated, initiative, um smart, talented.
You have to continue the story.
Okay, I have to
Confused.
confused, irritated, initiative, smart, talented. I can't think anything else.
Okay. We can't speak. We have to talk. Okay, then. AJ. Jocelyn Lobo. Will you please write your line? Are you there? Okay, sir. Your turn. Yes, Jocelyn, sir. Yes.
Yeah, you not yet thought of the lines.
This is the line.
Yeah, that is
Yeah, so I'll add everyone was as
and one
confused
is
as.
creative. It's creative. Creative is one word comes to my mind.
Okay.
Creative, collaborative. I'm getting the four C's: collaborative, communication, critical thinking. The four C's.
It is not, we are not making a story.
I don't know.
Also collaborating, collaborating.
Critical thinking, collaboration, creative thinking, communicating. He was communicating with others.
Hmm. So now the story is Vineet walked into the Monday morning team meeting and immediately knew something was wrong. Confused, irritated, initiative, smart, talented. Everyone was as confused. Also, everyone was confused. Also, collaborative, critical thinking, communication. Swapnil, sir, please
There
add.
is no link at all.
Yes, Swapnil, sir, your 5 words. Okay.
What? Cheating, cheating.
Done with the story. This is the story we have. Mavis ma'am
You
is
have
good
added
at.
6 words.
I have had
Vineet, you have
six
added
words.
6 words.
Okay, okay.
Instead of right away, you can write immediately.
I will write it immediately. दो वर्ड सर के रह गए, जोसलिन सर के। वन वर्ड। ठीक है, लेट्स सी व्हाट comes out.
अभी बहुत टाइम है, रिफाइन करना है क्या स्टोरी?
Yes, even I feel so. This start
क्या अश्विनी मैम, ये
starting
लो
like this.
खत्म। कोई नहीं, मजा आएगा, यही तो मजा है।
ठीक है, ऐसे जाने दो।
So you are in a function or something, Ashwini ma'am?
No, sir, I'm at home.
Okay, there was some Nagada or something.
Yes, there is Moharram going on, so there's some this band and all.
Sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
I have copied it.
ये इसे ऐसे ही रहने देना फिर।
वो वहाँ पेस्ट कर दूंगा अगर नहीं दिखाएगा तो।
ओके सर।
Everyone can talk here. So I'd like to hear a few thoughts. How was the experience?
Fantastic. मजा आ गया।
Oh, fantastic! Without talking? Really?
Yeah,
No,
no, it was
yeah.
very difficult because all of us, we want to talk and we intend to speak. And then we said, hey, come on, we are not supposed to speak.
I know, I saw a lot of speaking happening. I think only Vineet's team was actually following the rules. In every other team, there was
Always.
that amount of.
Always follows the rule. My team knows.
Right.
My team knows.
In the beginning, we were like all like what to do, who will go first, and
Yeah,
why
that's it.
somebody is not taking the initiative. We already know the rules. Then why are you not even following it? That was the first instinct.
People forgot their names, I guess. Like,
Yes.
my name starts with A, my
Because
name
that was
starts with
supposed
B,
to
so
be
I
the
should
first
go
thing. I mean,
first.
who will go? But how would you tell that if somebody is not paying attention, if the first person is not moving, then the whole group is stuck. That was the
Right.
challenge.
So let me see. No one's put your stories in the chat yet. I don't see that.
Oh, yes. Okay. we'll
Yeah,
you have
please
to
copy
please
paste
put-
here. Yeah, yeah.
We
Let's
don't
see
remember
who's-
was there any room number?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Huh?
Okay,
I
so
took a
there's
screenshot. I thought we have to read it out.
Oh, no, actually. Let me see this. We wanted to sort this out before this was here. Security. Wait, this one right. These lines. Wow, just look at the interesting stories we have here. Okay, confused, irritated, initiative, smart, talented. What is this, Vineet? You all are just giving us adjectives here.
That is my team. That is my team, lady.
Random words.
I know. Just look at that.
Those are our team members' qualities.
कितने तेजस्वी लोग हैं हमारे.
कितने सही में. Oh my God. Okay, okay. All right. So, Bharti, is there any way? I don't think you can put that screenshot here. Could you add it? I think as an image.
No, I think Shivani has already fixed
Oh,
it.
she did. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Shivani-
She
Shivani
put
said.
it there. Yeah.
Already
Cool,
sent.
cool. One team has still not put in theirs. I only see 3 stories here. We had
Rule
4
number
teams.
4 is there. Shivani Agarwal has put in the details.
Okay, yours is there. Room 4 is there. Beneath yours was room 3, I guess, right?
Yes, I have dropped the
Okay, right.
story.
And room 1 or 2, one of you all have put. What happened to the other team?
Yeah,
Still
I don't
writing
know
your story,
No,
Manisha?
I don't know how to put in the screenshot over here.
There is an option, screenshot.
There's insert, yeah.
Okay, it is taking the
No,
screenshot.
there is an insert file, but then that will
Insert
not
file.
come.
Then you can
In the
drop
message.
the image from
In
there.
the message, there is a
Let me
plus
try.
sign. You can do that.
Very
Okay, cool.
interesting. Very interesting.
Okay, all right. So now going by what I see here, I think the team that has kept all rules is Shivani's team, whichever that is. Let's give them a round of applause.
All right. Good.
Yeah,
Good
your
teamwork.
your tickets will be reaching you all very shortly.
Wow.
Thank you.
Let's pack our bags.
Yeah, but now on a very serious note, I would like all of you to look at what has happened here. Look at the different stories we see here. It was the same time that was given to all the teams. It was the same opening sentence given to all the teams. It was roughly the same number of people we had in all the teams, right? And it was the same same rules that were given to all the teams. And yet we had so many different stories out here. Why do you think that happened?
Different perspectives of people.
Different perspectives, okay.
Different
Past
thinking.
experiences.
Yes,
Experiences.
Manisha, you said different thinkings. Yeah, people, there are people who love
Thought process.
probably one kind of storylines, and so they go with that. Yes, Shivani, I see you.
Understanding the activity in a different way.
Yes, assuming assumptions in different ways. Yeah, each one assumes it's to be
I
done
think
in a different.
I feel in my team, they are trying to connect the dots. So it's
Okay.
very important that you should know how to connect the dots. If you understand the starting, they really understood that we want to bring it to the end. So how
Okay.
they will narrate, it's also matters. The storytelling.
Very true, very true. Because some of y'all didn't realize y'all were the last one, I think, and y'all left probably it open. I still see that some stories were never having an ending, but that's okay considering we had lesser number of people in this, right? And now that I've told you this, I'm going to tell you how exactly you should make your icebreakers move from being just fun-filled sessions into becoming a learning activity. And that the way I do it is what is called as an insight chain. That has got 5 stages. Okay, and I'm going to share my screen and show you how it's done.
Maybe Swapnil sir has a question.
Oh, yes. Yes, Swapnil. Come.
So I always use icebreakers as something where people can settle down, they can align to the agenda of the day and those kind of things.
Right.
How important is to get the insights and learning from the icebreaker?
What happens is, again, it depends, the context is what kind of people are you working with, Swapnil. So if they are, just the newcomers or people who are probably first-time managers, campus to corporate kind of people, in those places, having icebreakers as just fun icebreakers is fine. But if ideally you're dealing with people who are into management, middle managers, higher level managers, even if you can bring that seriousness from the start, and not make them feel so, it gives them that impression that, okay, I'm here to learn. I'm here to get something of value. So it just sets the tone for the rest of the session. if you can pull in even a little insight from that one. I'm not saying make it a very heavy debrief, but you can have an insight coming out of that as well. So that is the better way of going about it rather than just keeping it as a fun icebreaker. I can understand if it's an energizer that you're keeping somewhere, in the middle of many hours of a session, that time you're just doing it to kind of get the energy back into the room. So that time it could be a different case. So it depends again on a number of factors where it would be better to keep it as a learning. I hope that answers your question. Super.
Yeah, understood. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, so we are going to be looking at what is called as the insight chain. Like I said, ideally, if you want to make your icebreaker become successful as a learning activity, you should follow all the stages within this. Okay, let's start with stage 1, and I'm going to be mapping it to what you just did right now, which was the 5-word story. You all started with what we call an experience. All of you went into your rooms and you were doing something, right? So when you're doing something, you're actually living through an experience. Okay, whether you write, whether you, if it's a simulation. Okay. So that is, of course, done within this activity. We did that here. Then you moved on to a reaction. If you looked at the different stories, or even in your own breakout rooms, while you saw people writing the story, I'm sure that in your mind you went on thinking, okay, this is not how I thought of it. This is probably how I wouldn't have written it. I would have written it differently. So there was a reaction that it drew out of each one of us. Yes? Right? So again, we ticked off that one. Then comes the reflection. Now, this ideally does not happen on its own within our participants. This is something that we have to make them feel. And that is what I did when I asked you that question. Why do you think we had so many different stories when everything was pretty much the same? And that's when I all started thinking, it happens because of this, it happens because of that. So you all started naming different things. Now, most trainers mostly get these parts right, okay? The experience, they of course make their activities, create an experience. They do get reactions from people. People get happy, excited. Some people probably upset if they've not won. So all those reactions are usually felt. Then you have what is called a reflection. Many of them try asking questions. Now, whether those questions lead to insights is the point, but they do ask questions. Where people tend to go wrong, where most trainers, lose it, is when they have to move to the 4th stage, which is what we call as the insight stage. In this particular activity, I did not take you to the insight stage. But if I had to take you to the insight stage, there are many ways I could do it by asking the right kind of debrief questions. So if I were to ask you a question like, now, I want you to think about what just happened, about all the things that you all talked about, that why people had different stories. There were assumptions, there was people who did not get the instructions right, people who were probably not there at the beginning, and that's why they did not, start writing. So you all said all of that. If I were to ask you to think about a work scenario where this happened, or if I were to ask you to relate this to anything in your everyday work scenarios or your everyday real life scenarios, how do you think you could map it? And when I ask a question like this, where I'm tying it into something of your everyday life, that's when it moves from becoming just a reflection to becoming an insight. Now, this is, of course, part 4 or stage 4. But then, if you want to make it bring about a change in a person, you will not leave it at just an insight. We will move it to something, what is called as an application. And application simply means that you will ask the questions, you will try to about a work, asking them how it will relate to your work, how do you think. So maybe has it happened at work that many times you were given a project or you were working with a team and you just assume that this is the goal that you want. This is the outcome that we are looking to get. Was that assumption within you, right? Maybe you were not there at the beginning when they were discussing about the project and you entered somewhere midway. And again, you just thought that this is what it is. So there could be many ways I could take this forward. But that is insights. Now comes the application. And if when a person says, yes, so I felt that I did it. So I felt that I assume real quickly. So work on your assumptions, and work on not making assumptions very easily, or work on not, going ahead and whatever I have to say. Don't just say that work on it. That is what you've got to change. You will tell the people how they can bring about that change. And that's when you call it application. Everyone with me?
No, so I have a question here.
Sure. Yes,
so we will do the debriefing here, right? Because we will talk about what went wrong.
Right.
Or what do you think it should have been better way?
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
your instructions were, sometimes we are unable to speak with each other because of the different time zone or maybe not understanding the language.
Yeah.
But, but the communication should be there, either by verbal or non-verbal. Then only the things will be connected, or then only you will understand the motive of or what the action could be taken.
True.
Because so many people are involved, isn't it?
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So understanding the goals at the start, from the start, a person should be very clear whether they've understood the goals, the instructions. Each of the person who's involved in a project or in a team is very important and critical. Right? And then after telling them how they can apply it in there. So giving them actual pointers on how they can work on it, right, is when you take a person to application. And that's why we say that most facilitators will either stop at reaction or reflection, but the real way to do it is to take them right up to application. And the way you can do that is through debriefs, the right kind of debriefs. And now that I've told you that, again, before I tell you how to make a right debrief question, I want you to write one debrief question for the 5-word story. If you were to run this activity within your classes, within your training rooms, what would be one debrief question that you could possibly ask? Please type them in the chat. Any debrief question that you think you would have asked your audience?
Is it in general you are asking, Mavish, or it is particular activity you had conducted right now?
Yeah, okay, Shipra, I'm not sure whether you were there for the activity, the 5-word story, which was just completed by the groups. What were the communication? Okay. Anyone else? What is your one basic learning from this activity? Okay. Muku, this is a question. I want a question. The question that you would, ask to get responses from your trainees. Not their responses. How did the story change because nobody could ask questions? Yes, because of the communication on similar lines with what someone else said. That's fine. Obviously, as trainers, many of us can think alike and have the same kind of questions. Why the story was not connected? Where do you see such a situation in your work life? Great questions. Right. So there are many different questions that can pop out into your mind to make it simpler for those of us who are not very good with working on our debriefs or making, meaningful debrief questions and debriefs. I have put together what I call the debrief test. Okay. And that is really just 3 questions that you should ask yourself before you write a debrief question, or even after you have written a debrief question. Make sure you filter it through this debrief test and get yes as the answer. Only if you're getting yes as an answer to all these 3 questions for your question, then you will say that your question is a good question to ask. What insight am I building toward? Where do I want to take my learners from here, right? Do I want to take them to the topic of communication? Do I want them to take them to the topic of leadership? If probably there was a leader in the group, it would have made it a lot easier, right? Do I want them? So depending on where you want to take them, you will write your debrief question. The second point is, will this activity reliably generate the raw material for that insight? Now, some activities which we use as icebreakers don't really give you a lot of insights, right? So those cannot really be used if you are looking to make it a meaningful learning activity. So you have to ask yourself that, do I want to use it only for fun, only to make them feel good, only to bring up the energy in the room? Or do I want them to start taking it seriously right from that activity onwards? Okay. And the third question is, do my debrief questions hold insight or reaction or summary? Right at the start, I told you, you can ask 3 kinds of debrief questions, right? It could be an insight question, it could be a summary question, or it could be just to get reactions from people. In fact, all of you who had put in the questions there, I saw that some of your questions were reaction questions, some questions were just questions that would get feelings from people, and some were summary questions, which would only make them name what happened. Right? So it depends on where you want to take them. Any questions on this? Any doubts?
I would like to ask the next question as a trainer, where we can, I mean, for where we can use this activity, say like in the communication skills, or while we're doing the communication or listening skills training, or in the sales training. That's what I feel. What about, would you like to put some light on here?
Sure. So this, like you all have rightly mentioned, many of you all did name the skills, what was missing, all right? So because there was no communication happening. So when there is no communication, then many people, that's the reason why many things fail. So you could use it to talk about why communication is important, and two-way communication, as in everyone being communicating. Next is about assumptions that we tend to make, right? So we just assumed that the next person will probably write it in a particular way, right? But that did not happen. Then we could also, if you want to talk about leadership, why leadership is important, because if there was a leader in every breakout room, that leader would have instructed people, okay, you start first, you go second, you go third, right? So there are many ways that you can draw it out.
Or maybe strategic planning. What do you think?
Strategic plan, yes, of course, that would be a part within the leadership, right? That he is planning that. He would also maybe have told them, okay, let's write a story that gives us a happy ending. Like all Indians mostly love happy endings, right? So we would have probably thought about that. Or for those of them who would say that, okay, horrors seem to be doing really well right now, wherever we got all OTTs, so let's make it a horror story.
Maybe a critical thinking also, Mavis? When
Critical
what goes
thinking,
worst?
not so much. Yeah, that would be a little weaker link there. Okay, it wouldn't be the very strongest link that I would have associated.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Swapnil, you had a question, and Shivani, I'll come.
Extending that question about where we can use this thing, does this model work even for functional training? So this is largely for behavioral or soft skill training kind of thing?
No, actually for all kinds of trainings, because ideally, regardless of whether you're doing process training or regardless of whether you're doing, any kind, POSH training, behavioral trainings, of course, communication trainings, I feel that every activity, if you can have a proper debrief, that only is what people will go back with, because that's usually the last thing that they're leaving with right at the end of the day. So having that debrief is very important. So it can be done to figure out whether your activity or examples that you're giving are making sense to them. Okay. Right. Shivani?
Okay, I have 3 questions here. Now,
Sure.
now first one is not the question. First one is I just wanted to understand. So isn't this the a very simple version of Col's experiential learning cycle? So if it is, I'm really
Yes.
loving it. Yeah, I'm really loving
Right,
it
right.
because you have
Yes.
put made it very simple for all of us.
Right. Because again, like I said, since I work with experiential learning, but I try to simplify it because
Yeah.
frameworks are beautiful. And of course, they've been done by people who are so intellectual and who have spent
Yes.
a lot of time and years making those frameworks. But if people cannot really, use it in everyday life, then it makes no sense. It's very hard for them to remember these,
Wonderful job.
right? So that's why I've tried to ask it as simpler questions. A yes or no will tell me whether my activity is good enough or not.
Okay. Okay. The second question is, when when you said you need to ask questions that drive some insights. So wouldn't it be better that if we ask questions that drive application or what they are going to do?
Right. That is the end objective. All right.
Yeah.
But it's going to pass through all these stages. So only if you give them insights, then you can take them to application. Right. It's not the other way around. You will start by asking the insight first, making them tie it into their workplace or tie
Every
it into
stage will have different questions. Yeah, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Every stage will have those questions that will drive.
For the first two, you don't really need questions. Experiences and reactions usually come out from people.
How did you feel? What was your
It's from reflection onwards where you need questions to get them there. That's the reason that those are tough, because some trainers don't know that. Okay, they are not aware.
Okay. And then we had to put in some questions. You asked us to put in some questions. Can you just look at the chat and tell us which question really made the cut and where we could have done better, and what was lacking in some of the questions? Like you said, some of them were just driving reactions. Some of them was just driving. What was the second word?
So insight questions, summary questions, and reaction questions.
Some of them were just summary questions. So can you just help us understand?
In the interest of time, I would have loved to go through all, but I'll go through a few and maybe that
just
will
one
give you
or
an
two, please.
understanding. Okay. What were the communication issues in your group? So this question just asks what were the issues, and so people will list the issues. But it's not tying it into how in my everyday life it's going to be making a difference. Okay, so this will be a summary question.
Okay, great.
Let me see if I can find.
Okay, I'll come to my question. How did the story change? Because nobody could ask questions.
How did the story change? Because nobody could ask questions. Right. So again, here people's probable responses to this would be that, my assumption of how the story would be is different, and another person will say. So then you're taking them to insights. So here, assumption making. So you're making them take, but again, it's not taking them deeper as to how this will now go
shallow,
back to
still shallow.
So still, slightly. It's not a very strong insight question. It's a weak insight question. It's still to do more with the reflection question.
And then Swapnil sir's question. Where do you see?
Swapnil's second question is insight question. Where do you see such a situation in your work life? Okay, so it's when I did
that is purely direct insight question. Okay, tell me, where do you see in your work life? That is where we are trying to connect the dots for them.
Right. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It's connecting.
Yes, thank you so much.
Right. And probably a reaction question would have been how you felt when you wrote the story, or how did you feel when you saw the story written by someone else? So that's it. And now very quickly, last 2 slides, people, I know we've overshot the time because we started a little late. Okay. So the takeaway that I have for you is make sure that you work, it's going to be reverse engineering, that you will write the debrief and first think that where you want to take the people, and then actually finalize the activity. So if this is where I want them to go, then I will take an activity and then make sure that I ask those 3 questions. And only if my activity is getting all those 3 questions as a yes, then only I should proceed to use that activity, or else I should move on to using another activity. Okay. If you cannot get at least 2 or 3 good insight questions from your activity. Right. All right. And yes, on that note, I have very quickly to do the last bit is where I would like any one of you to give me, or in fact, all of you can put in your famous go-to icebreaker. Okay, the one that you tend to use a lot, or the one if you have nothing else, then you that's your commonly used icebreaker. So if you can just type it into the chat maybe, and yeah, I'll
Speak
take
or
any
type?
one. Okay, Shivani, you can
Speak or chat in the chat.
Yeah, whichever way
Okay, so my easiest one has been asking them to draw something which they can resonate with. For example, anything they feel, and then tell me why do they feel that they resonate with this thing. So that is a kind of introduction question. I do not ask their names. I ask them to draw something.
And how do you feel that helps you in any way through your session? Does it
for example, there are 30 people sitting, then it's easier to connect with the qualities that they tell me about themselves rather than their names, because I'm not good at remembering names. So when somebody says, okay, I'm like water, so I remember them as water, like he's flowing, he can like adjust in different environments. So those kinds of things. So I ask them to explain why they feel they are such. If somebody says, I'm a bird, I ask them, why do you feel? So they say, I value my freedom.
So you're also using
So
this as a way
that
to
helps.
remember people because of your, it's like your
Yes,
jugaad.
I'm trying to remember, but nothing beyond that. Nothing beyond that.
Jugaad to just remember people. Great, great. Cool. So for all of you now, an easier way to know for the icebreakers that already you've been using, the test that I just gave you is when you want to make debrief questions. But for the icebreakers that you're already using, if you want to know whether my icebreaker is really a meaningful one or just a fun-filled one, here are again, I have what you can use to find out. This is called as the redesign check, whether you need to redesign and, like they say, old wine in new bottles. So you just have to showcase it differently when you're asking your debrief questions. And you can do this by asking 3 easy questions. First, can this activity connect to a learning outcome? Okay. For example, I use human bingo a lot, right? So when you use human bingo, again, it gives you and it helps you understand different people's personalities, different people, what they've been through, their experiences. But is there a learning outcome that can come out of it? And which learning outcome? So making sure that you make a note of it. Only then you can say that, I can use it well. The second question is, what's the one debrief question that I can write that would create that connection? Okay. And the last one is it a strong connection or does it need replacing? Like I told you, some of the earlier ones that we saw, the questions that we asked, debrief questions were not very strong ones. They were not giving us that answer immediately. They were a little weak. So if you feel it's a weak question, it's better that you retire that activity. Okay. And yes, that's pretty much it. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And I just like you to leave with this thought again as we end the day, that activities don't make the difference. It's whether you have written an insight and whether you have thought about using an insight or you have only thought to use it for fun. Over to you, Vineet.
Thank you very much, Mavis Ma'am. You have enlightened us, and we have learned a lot through these activities, through your session. Now we will be implementing these learnings in our sessions. I hope everyone is with me. And I thank everyone for joining, for taking this session, even it is Sunday evening. I was expecting more people, but that is fine because many people are engaged in other activities like it is Friday.
Right. Sundays, who can blame them?
Sunday,
But yes, truly, thank you, everyone.
But it was
yes.
great.
Thank you so much for the wonderful session, Miss Mavis.
Thank you, Dr. Moon. Thank you, everybody, for being
Thank you,
here.
Mavis. That was a great session, great learning. Thank you.
Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you.
Thank you, Vineet, for arranging
Thank
such
you,
a beautiful
Mavis.
session.
Wonderful session.
Yes,
Mavis,
thanks,
we want
Vineet.
to
Thank you
hear
so much.
more from you.
Yes, hopefully. Vineet gives me more opportunities to be here. And yes, work with all
we can
ideals.
do one more session about energizers.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, she's good with that. She's good with icebreakers and energizers.
Yes,
Right.
actually we should. Actually, Mavis, I want if you have a time, the first icebreaker which you have taken and I just joined. Can you just tell me what you have done?
Oh, that would be a lot. Maybe we can take this offline and
Okay.
Connect kar lena.
Yeah.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Thank you
Yes,
so
Mavis,
much.
me too. I lost that first icebreaker. I'll connect with you personally. Just
Sure.
that icebreaker debrief, I was there.
Right. And one humble request, guys, if all of you are on LinkedIn, if you can just put in a recommendation basis the session, that would mean a lot because
So
I'm
we
just
can take a
building
selfie, na? We can take a selfie.
Oh, yes, let's do
Oh,
that.
yes, we
everyone-
can. Absolutely.
Everyone on camera, please.
Yes, let's
I've
do
taken
this.
few photos. Let's see.
Okay, great.
Okay,
I
we have
completely
17
forgot.
people. कोई बात नहीं. I'm there,
No,
na?
some have dropped out, I think. Yeah.
Yes, everybody on camera, please. I'm taking the picture. Thumbs up. Yes, smile. Ear to ear. Good.
Abdul
Taken.
sir, I hope
Done.
Abdul sir, you're feeling all right. I know you've not been keeping to this.
Done. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone.
everybody.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you
Bye.
so
Yeah.
much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you
Wonderful.
so much, Mavis. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Miss,
Thank you.
so much. Thank you, sis.
Thank you, Vinit sir, for organizing this session. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I'll see you
ma'am.
on the other side someday. Soon. I'll be on the other side.
We didn't talk till now, right?
Yes, no, we have.
We'll
I've
talk.
dropped you a message.
Okay.
Vineet, you're the co-host, right? If I
okay,
leave,
Yes, yes.
will it
हाँ
end the
हाँ I
meeting though,
got it.
right?
हो जाएगा. Yes. करते हैं हम लोग connect. Bye bye.